Yes, there are only 10 levels in Skylanders Imaginators. It will be okay. Hey there guys, PortalMaster9351 here, and in this video I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion about something that I've seen a lot of people discussing and complaining about and talking about just in general. So lots of people have been saying, Skylanders Imaginators, it only has 10 levels, oh no, it's the end of the world, it's not big enough, it's not good enough, That's what everyone's doing. Everyone's complaining about it, and let's get something straight. There's more than 10 levels in the game. There's other stuff as well. So, today I watched a video, and I want to clear some things up with you guys and some other people in the YouTube community. Alpha Ambush made it, and he says there's more than 10 levels. And that's correct in a way, but also incorrect. There are 10 levels. As far as we can tell, there are 10 story levels. That's it. Just 10 story levels. But there is more to the game than 10 story levels. I think he kind of got it wrong a little bit. Kind of, the way I understood it is he was suggesting that there were more than 10 story levels, but I don't think that's correct. As far as I can tell, there's just more in the game than those 10 levels. So what I mean by this is there are 3 achievements. I'll put them up in my usual spot right over where Saturn, the planet, is. And there you can go. Or there you can go. There you go. You can see those achievements up there. And you can see that they reference adventures and other stuff in these 3 areas. And so, that leads me to believe that there will be some sort of a post-game content sort of thing that is much like time trial or score mode. Maybe not necessarily time trial or score mode. I'm not saying those will be back for sure. I'm just saying something along the lines of those. Some similar mode to those will probably be these adventures that are being referenced. Or it's possible that is some new way of, like, adventure packs functioning. I honestly don't know. I don't really know how those are going to work, but I know that those are additional pieces of content. We've also got the post-game online racing that you can still do. And we now think that there's battle mode that's returning. If you haven't seen that video, I'll add the thumbnail up here, and you can go check that video out by clicking the annotation. I'm actually going to try to annotate something. You can check that video out right over there, where I talk about how battle mode is probably coming back in Imaginators. But the point is that there's a lot more to the game than just those 10 story levels, and that's a good thing. And honestly, I prefer these post-game things. You know, Swap Force, possibly one of the most content-heavy games in the entire series, because there was just so much to do. You know, all the different modes, time trial, or time attack, I guess is what it was called, score mode, arenas, everything. There was so much. It was just loaded with content. Swap Force, although it may be one of my least favorite games, is definitely one of the most filled to the brim games in terms of what was actually in the game. It had the most in it, and I'm honestly hoping that Imaginators will live up to that standard, because that is what Skylanders needs to get back on track to getting better sales. It needs better post-game content. Superchargers lacked that, and I think they realized that Superchargers, even though it had that online racing element, was still not enough to cut it. They realized not having battle mode, not having PvP, not having anything else like that, like arena is what I'm trying to say, or score mode or anything like that, or chaos doom challenge for that matter. They realized that not having those in there obviously impacted the want to, you know, continue buying figures after the game is released. You know, I think a lot of people will go out, you know, I think that this is kind of the reason why Superchargers and Trap Team may not have sold as well. People would get the game, they would get the Wave 1 maybe, and then they would beat the game, and then there's nothing else to do. And they're like, okay, well, no point in playing anymore, no point in getting any more characters, we're done. We're done, we win. You know, Imaginators already has the ability to create your own Imaginators out of like thousands or hundreds or whatever number of parts. So I really think that they are focusing on the post-game content this time, really trying to get everything and really trying to play more modes to get more gear. I think that is something that they are really, really wanting to focus on this time around. And I think that if they can do that, then they will definitely encourage post-launch sales more than any other game. I think they know that, and I think that's what they're going to do. So, yeah. I am going to suggest that this is going to be just based off of the sheer amount of achievements and other stuff that has been alluded to in terms of post-game content. One of the most post-story mode content heavy games, you know, besides maybe Swap Force. So Swap Force will probably still have more content in terms of like levels and stuff to do than Imaginators. But I think Imaginators is going to be a really close second. Honestly, you know, Superchargers was the lowest in the amount of post-story content there was, because all you had was racing. That was it. Nothing else other than racing could you get in Superchargers. They did add the cosmetic upgrades to vehicles, but that didn't really do anything, let's be honest. Trap Team would come in just above it, or I guess Spyro's Adventure. No. Trap Team would come above Superchargers because it at least had Chaos Doom mode, and then Spyro's Adventure would come above that because it actually had PvP. Giants would come above Spyro's Adventure because it had PvP and Arena mode, and then Swap Force would be at the top. It's the pinnacle of perfection in terms of post-story mode content because it had all those additional modes, PvP, and all that stuff. And I'm thinking that Imaginators will come right below that. So I'm actually pretty optimistic for this, and I honestly don't understand what all the fuss is about only 10 levels. And, you know, honestly, the fact of the matter is they're probably going to be like an hour and a half, which is 15 hours of content. And Superchargers, it had like a close to 15 levels. I don't know exactly, but I believe it had like 13, 14, 15 levels or something like that, and they were about an hour a piece. So that was like 13 to 15 hours of gameplay just playing through the story. And so if we're talking 10 Swap Force size levels, that's an hour and a half a level, same size as Superchargers. And like Trap Team, basically. Trap Team may be a little bit longer, but the point is, there's plenty of stuff to do, and you shouldn't freak out about there only being 10 levels. And I just wanted to come out and say this because this has been something that's been bugging me since people started freaking out. So yeah, tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with me that you shouldn't freak out about 10 levels, or are you going to continue to freak out about 10 levels and you totally disagree with everything I just said? Tell me down in the comments what you think, because that is one of the main reasons I make these videos, because I like to share my thoughts and hear what you think about it. That is one of my favorite things about making videos. Anyways, this has been Portal Master 9351. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!